Hi everybody, Shannon here. Okay, today's video that I'm going to do is kids TV shows that were the cornerstone of my childhood. Okay, and I'm sure like a lot of you can like relate to this, and I'm so excited. This is actually like my 50th video, and I like just started like doing these videos like earlier this week, like maybe like 5 or 6 days ago, and already I've put like 50 videos out. I'm seeing if I can do this thing where like I put like a minimum of 4 videos up a day and like just see how many videos I can get in like 6 months. Like just amazing amounts. So today's video I'm going to talk to you about these shows that I absolutely adored, and I'm sure some of you do too, and just bring me back down memory lane. Okay, first show is Ren and Stimpy, and I still watch Ren and Stimpy. Okay, I have the DVDs. In fact, my kids watch it with me. Like, well, like they watch it, and then I'll watch it, and then we watch it together. Like, you know, I don't think a childhood is complete without Ren and Stimpy. Okay, I love Ren. He's friggin' hilarious. Okay, and Stimpy, of course, who doesn't like Stimpy? He sparks all the time. Like, ha ha ha. Like that was like I was like that kid that made like fart jokes all the time because of Ren and Stimpy. So yeah, Ren and Stimpy, freaking awesome show. In fact, like I used to draw pictures of Ren and Stimpy, like specifically Ren because he was my favorite. And back when I was a kid and watched it, like I had it on VHS. So like this was like a problem I ran into with the VCR because if you had one of the VCRs like I had, and I don't know if every VCR did this, but mine did this, and I know it annoyed me when I was trying to like draw pictures because like you'd pause it and you'd be drawing and it'd only keep it paused for like a minute. Okay, as soon as that minute was up, it started playing the video again. So then you'd have to like rewind it and like pause it, and if you didn't pause it at the exact spot, you had to like rewind it again, play it, and pause it again. It was just like this huge, like never-ending circle. So it would take me like, like 2 hours to draw one picture of Ren. But so yeah, Ren and Stimpy was awesome. Second on my list is Rocco's Modern Life. Now, a lot of you may not know who this is. If you're like in your teens, like you probably have never heard of Rocco's Modern Life, or if you have, you maybe not have watched it before. But they do occasionally play it. Like I have DirecTV, and they have like a Nickelodeon like late night show where they will occasionally throw out like the old cartoons we used to watch as a kid, like Hey Arnold and the Rugrats and Doug, and occasionally like Rocco's Modern Life. And I absolutely love that show. And I didn't realize until like I was like older, like this age, and like went back and like watched some of it and realized like how many like sexual undertones were in that show, like really bad. And this happens with like a lot of shows. A lot of shows that like, people of my age group like watched when we were kids, they always had like if you watch them again, they always had like some really messed up stuff in there. They either had like really messed up stuff or like sexual undertones consistently, like a lot of weird things. Okay, and I'm gonna give you like an example of one, and it's not really actually an old cartoon, it's an old movie, and okay, it's the movie Hot Chick. Okay, and if you've ever seen it before, I'm not gonna really spoiler alert it because I'm just gonna list like two things that happen in the movie. If you haven't seen it, it stars like Rob Schneider, and the basis is that Rob Schneider is this dude in the movie, and there's this chick in the movie who's like really popular. And anyways, they end up like swapping bodies. Like the chick goes in the dude's body and dude goes in the chick's body. Okay, so, okay, the chick who's now in the dude's body, like, starts working as a landscaper for her parents' house. And she's, like, playing, it's as Rob Schneider in the dude's body, okay? He's, like, hanging out with, technically her dad. And, he's, like, talking about, like, marital issues and stuff. And he, like, mentions, oh, yeah, like, this father mentions, oh, yeah, I even, like, shaved my pubes. And, like, pulls down his pants in front of Rob Schneider, which is actually like the chick inside of him. And so pretty much the chick like just got to look at her dad's junk. Okay, and I thought this was like funny at first, but not until afterwards I'm realizing like that was probably traumatizing. Like you'd never want to see your dad's dick. Like no, that you just don't want to see that. Okay, and then like something else really messed up that happened was that, okay, Rob Schneider, who, is technically the daughter, she's like having a moment with the mother, her mother, and her mother's talking to, Rob Schneider, the landscaper, and the mother's talking, and, she all of a sudden gets all hot and bothered, like jumps on the table and just starts like making out ferociously with Rob Schneider. Rob Schneider like pushes her away, and it's the daughter, okay? And it's like, oh my god, like, and pretends that he's gay. So, but like that was like another moment in that movie where I was just like, huge traumatizing moment. Like, okay, if that was like legit real, like that just means like A, your mom like tried to make out with you, and B, you saw your dad's dick, and it like all within like a day or so. Horribly traumatizing. Oh my god. Like really? Wow. Messed up. Okay, so back to my shows. Next show is Three Stooges. And okay, even people in my like age group, not a lot of people have actually watched Three Stooges. And like I said before, like if you're like in your teenage years right now, like you may have heard of the Three Stooges, but probably haven't watched it because, it's probably like mostly on VHS. I mean, you may still have like be able to find like a DVD, copy that they, transferred it over onto a DVD in like some stores or whatever, but Three Stooges was the best, and I enjoyed it more so when it was Moe, Larry, and Curly, not like Shemp, Larry, and the other big dude. Oh, I don't know what they called him, okay, but when Curly stopped working or died or whatever, like, I didn't watch the show after that, but like my stepfather had all these, on VHS, he had like every Three Stooges episodes, and he's the one that got me into it. So me and my stepfather would just like watch Three Stooges for like hours on end and both just die laughing. Okay, it was too funny. Curly was my favorite, like I freaking love that. That was so funny. Okay, next on my list is the Rugrats. And let me just say, like, first off, for the name of a TV show, like you're calling babies rug rats, like little rats, little rugrats. Like, I don't know, weird name. But anyways, it's a TV show. It's, meant to be fun and whatever, so no big deal. I loved watching that show. I loved watching all the little babies like get into all sorts of mayhem, and like even as a kid I took notice that like the parents were never around, or that they like let their kids be watched by some old man that they knew like was not capable of watching babies, but they let them anyways so that they could do like have fun doing grown up shit. So like one thing I always took notice to was like the babies always ended up falling from like some ridiculous height, okay? Whether it was like falling off the refrigerator or out of a tree or out of their playhouse or something, they always like fell and tumbled and landed on their butt, okay? Like, and even as a kid, I was like, that would never happen. Like, they would hit their head, crack it open, and most likely die. So yeah, and I have heard like there's that whole like little video of like the backstory behind like how the Rugrats originally got created, and something about some like mentally disturbed child, and like all the idea for Rugrats was like all played out of her like hallucinations for being like crazy. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I think that's just like one of the YouTube urban legends, but I mean it's interesting nonetheless. I mean, if you're curious about whatever I'm talking about and you don't get it, um, YouTube, like, origins of Rugrats, or something along those lines, and you should find a video and it'll try to explain, like, the backstory of how the Rugrats got created. Okay, and like I said, it's up to you to decide whether you think it's true or not, the story behind it. I think it's probably just a hoax, but whatever. Check it out. Okay, next on my list is Keenan and Kel. Oh my god. Okay, I love Keenan and Kel. I absolutely adored Kel. I thought I was exactly like Kel. He loved orange soda and ham, and I loved orange soda and ham. Like, no word of a lie, before I even started watching this show, I was obsessed with orange soda. Okay? I literally, like, had it every day. Like, that was my soda, orange soda. So like, and I loved ham too. So like when that show, like I first started watching it and stuff, I was like, oh my god, that's me. I am psychotically in love with orange soda and ham, which was like the most stupidest things ever for like a character on a TV show to be obsessed with. But I thought they were friggin' hilarious. I'm glad like Keenan is still doing well with his like comedic career on Saturday Night Live. I think that's great. You know, he's a really funny guy too. They both were. So, and if you've seen like the Good Burger movie, props to you. If you haven't seen the Good Burger movie, like you need to go see it. Like like now. So, all right, and I'm gonna wrap this up real quick. And the last one on my list is this is gonna be everyone's favorite. Do you know what I'm talking about? Take a guess. Take a wild guess right now. Take a guess what TV show, kids TV show I'm about to mention that was like everybody's favorite. It's Hey Arnold. Yes, like half of you were probably right. Okay, Hey Arnold was like an awesome show, and one of my favorite characters on that show was actually Helga. Okay, because I felt bad for Helga. Okay, I felt like, you know, she had like a really shitty life. Like her mom, I don't know what was wrong with her mom. Her mom was like always sleepy. I think her mom was probably like on antidepressants or something because she was like always sleepy and just kind of like, you know, didn't give a shit about her daughter or anything. Okay, and then her dad was like, you know, a huge workaholic. You know, like didn't really spend any time and wasn't interested in his daughter at all. Like, you know, so she had like a crappy home life, and you know, she loved, you know, Arnold so much, making all these like ridiculously like almost witchcrafty like shrines and like voodoo type doll shit. Like, you know, I felt bad for Helga because you know what, honestly, all she wanted was to feel accepted, but because she couldn't feel accepted, that's why she became a bitch. That's why she became mean and violent and pushy. Was because nobody, you know, tried to like understand her or let her hang out with them. So, you know, I think that was kind of like an undertone of like bullying and the result of it, to be honest. I mean, that may just be me looking like too deeply into things like I always do. But honestly, I think that's what it was because, okay, she had a crappy home life. You know, school was no different. So, you know, she became like this mean person to, you know, prevent herself from being picked on even more. So, like, nobody was wanting to mess with her. They were scared of her. You know, and I think she did that as like a self-defense mechanism. Okay, and honestly, like I said, Helga was my favorite character. You know, Arnold was cool and whatever. Um, what was with his like kilt shirt underneath his long sleeve shirt? Like, I don't know. I don't know what that was all about. I thought it was like a kilt for the longest time in my childhood, and to come to find out, it was like a shirt underneath a shirt. Weird styles. Um, I also liked, God, what was his name? Um, down on the big one, the big character. Maybe his name was Harold or something. I don't know because it was Gerald, and maybe Harold was the one that was like the bigger dude that like. I remember one episode he was like he went to like a fat camp or whatever, and he came back fatter, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, you didn't lose any weight!" And then like I remember he was doing something that like I found so hilarious because like at the time this episode came out, I had friends that did this where like okay, he would go and like buy like two ice cream bars. He would buy like two ice cream bars that were half the fat of a regular ice cream bar. And you know, Arnold like pointed that out. Like he was like, you're just, you know, you're buying more of something. Like if you were just to buy one bar, you know, that'd be good, but you're buying two, so it's equaling the same amount as one fudgy bar. And he went like all crying and stuff. And like I felt like I could totally relate because like I had friends that did shit like that. Like, oh, you know, I can eat this because it's half the fat, but you're eating twice as much as you normally would, so it equals itself out. Like, okay. So, anyways, guys, that was my cornerstone TV shows of my childhood. I hope you enjoy. I hope you can relate to some of them. And until next time, guys, like this was my 50th video. Yay me! So, bye.